Welcome to the Everything Culture Podcast. It's your host, G Jack, along with my co-host,
Mr. D713.
Today we have a special guest in the building with us, Mr. D713. You want to introduce her?
You already know, man. This is my girl, Bella God. I'm talking about entrepreneur, mother of the year, I would say. She hilarious, funny. She know I be giving her the props because we've been following each other on social media for a good 5 to 6 years now.
It's probably about 5-6 years now, yeah.
And I was seeing her the stories. She remember the story times from Snapchat. We always crack up, but I've seen her really in the trenches of being a mother and what she's experiencing from her career to her family and from being part of the community and being in the schools. I can talk all about her, but let's give a shout out to Bella Guy. Let's give her a hand.
That's me.
Bella, how you doing today?
I'm great. I'm good. Today's been a good day. We're supposed to rain. We got some beautiful weather. It's nice.
Where you at right now?
I'm home. So hopefully we don't get no knocks.
Okay.
But I'm home. Yeah.
Okay. G-Jack, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. Just been working outside all day, man. Just trying to, I know everybody been at home quarantine, knocking out all that stuff, all of the honey-do list, I guess, while they've been quarantined. But me, I wait till the last minute. I'm going to work, but I'm still trying to knock shit out on the weekend. So, But other than that, man, just chilling at the house. How about you?
Man, I didn't even think about this. Think of the honey-do list. I'm actually putting up some shells right after this, man. It really ain't that bad. When you knock it out, you knock it out.
It's just
baby,
doing it, man.
Yeah, if you get it done, having all the stuff out. When I'm doing the whole honey-do list, I'm like, let me know everything you need right now, so I can knock this shit out and we can chill later. Do a little bit of studying later on tonight as well, and I may do some. I need to go and do some cardio, but honestly, man, I'll probably just go relax. It's been a good week. Your man turned 34. I hit the shack. Thank you. It was one of the first birthdays I actually didn't do shit. Well, I enjoyed it because I enjoyed, being in the comfort and having rest in my home. But going out, hanging with friends, I was looking at the pictures from last year when we had the event at what was the name of the restaurant?
That's when you moved, when you got ready to move.
Right. Shout out to Truckcast, shout out to Lemonade Talk Podcast. Everybody, all these people showed up. My boy Scott, Sean, and we kicked it big, and I'm like, I miss kicking it with people, but it kind of transitioned. It's
Absolutely.
fucking COVID, bitch ass. It really have put us slowed everything down. So it's so crazy how we're in this situation and we can't celebrate, we can enjoy one another like we would like to. Are y'all experiencing the same thing?
It depends on where you're located. In Texas, we don't give a fuck about no COVID, man. We still partying down here.
Facts.
COVID ain't stopped nothing. I'm like, you missing out on that?
Facts.
We are missing out on it. So here, actually, I didn't even tell, Drake that yesterday I got a call. One of my very, very, very close friends, his uncle died yesterday from COVID.
Oh,
and
shit.
The crazy part about it is I'm always around their family. So when I got a text. So when I got the text, I was kind of shocked. But what made it worse is he died on his son's birthday. So it's bad enough when you have anniversary of a death, but for the anniversary of your father's death, who was in your life, who was a good father, to be on your birthday, you're going to be so conflicted, and that's a lot to work through right there. But at my job, I have a big organization, but at my job, we're about 300 so tested positive out COVID leave. So I take it very serious. They're not out. I'm not out. There are people that are out here. I'm not out. I can't do it.
And right now you're in where you from?
I'm from Maryland. So I am from Prince George's County, Maryland, and there is a difference for people that don't know. It's not Baltimore. It is Prince George's County, Maryland. It's not Baltimore. I'm very close to DC. Baltimore and PG are like two different total worlds, but yeah, I'm in Maryland, and that's where I am. I work in a district of Columbia.
Okay. So
that's crazy that like everybody says that though. That's from that area. They're like, nah, it's different. We ain't from Baltimore.
It's totally different. It's totally different. So
but y'all so close together. It's weird though. Like
it's weird, but it's two different worlds. The way we dress, the way we talk, slang, all of that.
Yeah.
How far is Maryland from DC? I mean, from Baltimore.
Well, Baltimore is in Maryland, but PG is about, it's okay. Maryland. It's about 40-45 minutes, depending on which part you're in, about an hour, you know. But for me, it's about 40 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic.
So Baltimore is like a situation within itself. That's what we're trying to get at.
It's a whole situation.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think of what it's like there in Texas. You can be from Dallas, but you ain't from Texas and shit like that.
I mean, Dallas and Houston people are different, but it's a 4-hour difference.
But yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah.
Well, I know, like, because we done been to D.C. several times, and I know, that's how I know about the whole, like, Baltimore thing, to being, like, right there together, and I'm like, man, that's just weird that they just different, but Baltimore people talk different.
They talk different, they dress different. The men are just different, yeah.
What about women?
There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not the same. It's not home. They don't carry themselves like us. It's just not the same.
Man, I love DC though, man. I always said if I get some money, man, I might buy me a house in DC. Just
you gotta have a lot of money in DC. Our renos that are in the hood go for about $385-$400. So that's about 2.5 bedrooms. So
yeah. I meant some real money, like millionaire status.
Yeah, you gotta come with at least like 2 if you want something decent in the city.
Right now I'm on timeshare status. I'm on.
You feel me?
I can do that.
You feel me? Just a little cake. Quick before we say, hey, let's do a little quick toast to each other, man.
Okay, toast.
What we do, everybody?
We look at each other.
Well, I'm just gonna look in the camera. I don't know.
The same thing. Eye contact.
Eye contact.
For all our listeners out there, if you don't know what that means, y'all make sure to go listen to the previous episode so you get to understand it.
Yeah.
What y'all sipping on? We never asked that question.
Some slight wine because after this I got moves to make. So I'm gonna drink with y'all, but I got some things to do, so I can't sit in here, get hammered.
I just got a little bit of Crown Royale and Sprite, Shout out to my Canadians out there.
Man, it's crazy. I guess me and all my friends are like on the same wavelength this weekend, man. I got some Crown too in my coffee.
Oh.
So in the coffee. Yeah, I ain't never tried that before work.
That's some
alcoholic behavior.
That's some alcohol. I'm about to say that's some alcohol level shit, man. Alcoholic level shit.
This motherfucker stress you out. You put a little Crown in your coffee, your thermos, however you make
Where you go? I didn't hear that shit. Got people sniffing your shit. But man,
now I work by myself though, so anybody fucking with me.
Hey, if you do it on your own, just be safe.
Be safe. Yeah, be safe.
No, it's only on special occasions.
Does it so with your work, like one thing I've been looking at with people going back to work, do you have any issues going into this new school year with your kiddos and in between going back to work and your kids going back to school, like in class? Because in Texas, I've heard y'all sending the kids back to class. Like they have to be there physically.
No, I'm really not sure what the update is. You know me, man. I'm gonna wait till it's almost time. Then I'm gonna go do some research and say, all right, this our game plan, A or B. I'm assuming that we're gonna probably end up, studying from home anyway, or going to school from home for the first few months. What I've been hearing though is that I guess what they're trying to do is make everybody go to school at the beginning, and then you can have the option to pull your kid out. But if you don't go in at the first day of school, then you get like a truancy ticket or something like that. Like you can't start out not sending them to school and then decide to go. You have to go and then pull them out if you want to go that route. That's what I've heard. That's kind of how it's going to be, I guess, so they can get the funding for attendance and stuff like that.
So you have to go get the COVID, then come home. Okay, got it.
Right. That doesn't even make sense. So here, for the first half of the year, our kids are home from August until February 1st. So January 29th is the last day. And then they decide again what we're going to do. So I'm very happy about that, because either way, she wasn't going back. Like a few friends of mine, we decided we just going to figure something out, and that's what we're going to do. She wasn't going back. We're not testing. We're not going to be guinea pigs for this vaccine or whatever it is. We're not doing that. And so what happened was she's been home since here, March 13th. So that 13th was either the Friday or that Monday, whatever it is, effective March 13th, they've been home. She's home. They have the teachers, they have all their logins, they have their Zoom calendar. Like, she knows how to go downstairs, log in, do her other stuff. I had wound up getting my other laptop fixed, so she has her laptop. But the schools here, at least in my county, I will say, and I know in DC a little bit, and for certain schools, they were in DC because those, it's inner city. I don't want to say lower class, but there's a lot of inner city stuff that goes on. But they were sending the kids home with phones so they can have a hotspot, and the kids were going home with tablets. Here in PG, one school sent the kids home with their tablets and said, you know what? Have the kids keep them, but if they break them, that's on y'all, but you don't have to turn them back in the next school year. They can keep them throughout the duration of their school tenure. It was what it was. So as far as Maryland and our governor, he's been doing what he's supposed to do, but you can tell they're, when I say they, I mean federal government, Trump, all of them are starting to pull his coattail with everything that's going on. But my kid's home. I'm working from home. I have the luxury right now to work from home. We're home based.
Blessings.
It's not blessings on top of blessings that I don't have to worry about it. But even if they said, oh, they gotta go back, she wasn't going back. Baby girl was gonna be homeschooled, and that's what it was gonna be. Like, we're in a pandemic. We're in a pandemic. It's nothing anybody ever lived through before. And I understand people want to go out and they want to do this, but so do I. Like, I travel all the time. Like, I take my kid out the country. Like, she turned 10 this year. I do birthdays big. My family does birthdays huge. We were supposed to be in Dominican Republic this year at Nickelodeon, at Nickelodeon Resort. So we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I got it coming to the house. Like, I got stuff coming to the house. But it's rental or whatever. But we ain't going nowhere. That baby ain't going nowhere, and that's just that on that. So
yeah. Well, what's good, man? Good being safe. Better safe than sorry, I guess.
Well, for me, as far as her, I might have a totally different mindset if it was just me. But it's not just me, and it's not just. When I say it's not just me, I have my kid. I go to my grandparents' house. I deal with them. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather, he got one foot in, one foot out. So, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that makes a difference, though. See, I'm not really around like any old people or anything like that. It's really just me. I got some sisters.
But you don't have your kids.
Yeah, my kids my youngest kid go to daycare, though. So, I mean, he's still straight. But he got to, though. We can't watch him at the house. So, I mean, it's kind of like a life or death situation. Because we can't. Like, I work. I have to be in the field of work. And my wife works from home, but she can't watch him while she's working.
It's the system.
It's safe for him to be at daycare than to be here by himself, like, with my 5-year-old, unattended. Because they can get it anytime.
Everybody is doing the best that they can do.
And that's one thing, once again, no kids over here.
That's what I said. And the difference is I only got one. So I can't judge people that have more than one because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have the same demands as other people's stay at home that they do.
And I've been guilty. I wouldn't say, I hope I didn't, when I talk about parents have to send their kids to school, it's hope not to be judgmental. It's fucked up. The system is requiring these kids to go to school and these parents to have to send these kids to daycare, and they not giving certain. The way Texas have shown, man, they don't give a damn about kids, especially with middle class and poor kids. They have it the worst. It sucks right now because you can't eat, your parents can't work. Oh, when you go there, you get sick. Let me see. Well, this can't track back. I know, the work that I've done in Houston was in the social work field. And with residential treatment centers, foster homes, group homes, things of that nature. I talked to one of my friends, and they told me that the majority of girls and boys in that foster home, or the group home, has COVID. And these kids are crying. It's scary. It's really scary because these kids are away from their parents. They're with their families. And this is a group home with like 30, 40 children. And the majority have COVID-19. Okay. And we don't even think about that. You know, we don't even consider like these kids have to go and get these tests. And don't get me started on the test. But these kids, like from the ages of 12 to 17, you know, stuck in their bunk rooms. They're already, once again, they're already removed from their family and what they know is normal. They're placed in these group homes, and now they are sick and they're being housed. They can't put all these kids in the hospital. It's a fucked up situation. And now these kids, when school start, you're going to send them to school? That's what we're doing. Okay.
So this is my take on that. Not to cut you off real quick.
Do your thing.
Because I'm here in DC, and there's so many federal agencies, right? In my mind, they know what's going on. Whether we know, whether they come out in 20 years and say, yeah, it was serious, or we knew if you had this ailment that you were going to get it and you were going to die, but if you got any other way, you know what I'm saying? It's going to come out in 20 years, how they always release whatever it is. Yeah. I'm just going to say, being here, knowing that our judges are not back, Congress is not back, and certain other federal agencies are not going back, then we're not going back. And when I say we, I mean me and my daughter. You know what I'm saying? My friends have agreed to the same thing because we already know how everybody moves. When our federal agencies close, everybody else follows suit. If they are closed, it's serious. Yeah. None of them are back in. They haven't gone in, and it's nothing is face to face, which lets me know it's still very serious and it's not under control yet. So whatever people decide to do, cool, fine. Like, to me, this is gonna sound fucked up, you know what I'm saying? But people are not taking it serious enough, and so to me, like, not enough motherfuckers is dying. Like, we just had Herman Cain. He said,
I was just about to bring it. I'm
not wearing no mask to this Trump rally, and then what they do, you know what I'm saying, on Twitter, put the casket up. This you, my nigga? Like, this you? Yeah, it's you. You dead now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's serious.
Talk that shit. That's my thing. It's so. I was just going to bring that shit up. It's like, I was gonna say a moan sounds Herman Cain. What the fuck, man? You over here shucking and jiving about not wearing a fucking mask at a fucking Trump camp. I was about to say concert because campaign, but rally. Y'all taking pictures. I wonder how the rest of these people that was in the photo with them are doing right now. But you contracted the coronavirus, the COVID-19. This is within a 2 to 3 week span, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember the span, but it was fast. It worked. It took them.
Got your ass out of here. Got like fucking around, and now we have to pay attention to the Donald Trump. This is everything documented. I don't want to spend too much time because it's going into politics. I hate politics, but we're in a political year right now. We're talking about this shit ain't real. All this is our government's fault. And that's the thing. I'm not mad at the parents. I'm not mad at the people so much. I don't expect a lot out of people, but when we have people in leadership and they're doing stupid shit like this, that's a problem. And he didn't think it was real, then it was fake. Then he got to the point that, okay, it's real. You know, try to blame China about it and blame others about it. He want to step away from the WHO, the World Health Organization and shit, because we support now because we got to spend all our money on us. But he's really isolating America to be a fucked up ass country. But when it comes,
somebody said how we not to cut you off, but somebody said how America treats Florida, that we are Florida to the rest of the world.
Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. Yeah. That's but it's crazy. Like, I'm embarrassed. I put something like I should be proud to be American right now. Shit, like I can't say that so much because it's like not only with this shit, but just how I'm being treated as a black man myself. How the fuck can I be that? But when it's going to the aspect of this man is now, he said, I wear a mask. I just don't like wearing masks in front of the media because I don't want y'all taking pictures of me and showing off. Like, what? You don't want to
Photoshop a mask on you if we want to, but whatever.
But his thought process is, I don't want y'all taking pictures of me wearing a mask, which personally I feel like is necessary to be done, and other advisors telling me, and everybody that come around me, this is coming out his mouth, has to get tested. But I'm not telling the regular man to do so because I'm giving them the right to fuck up and like they want to commit suicide to commit suicide. That's what it kind of feels like. So I'm like, it's like your parent, it's like you being a parent, because we got to look at a president. You're a leader. As a parent, you're a leader. Yeah. If you're stepping out the house and you're wearing a jacket or coat because it's cold outside, then you turn around and tell your kids, you ain't got to wear a jacket or a coat. You know, I ain't even go wear it in front of you. But when I go outside, I'm gonna wear it. But then you send the kids out there and do it. You setting your children, you setting your people up for failure. That's what people need to understand, right?
Good analogy.
So I'm just like, come on, folks. Like, but be careful. Y'all, everybody grown. Do what the fuck you want to do. But and it's sad because the system put you in that corner to do this shit. You know, so that's that on that is what the children may say.
My last little take on it is I am not donating to anyone's GoFundMe. Especially if I seen you out and about, especially if I seen you, oh, we still going to this and we still going to that, and this open and that's open, so we gonna go, okay, good, God bless.
Yeah. And it's all love. I want to trust me. I got some friends that may be hearing this. We want to hang with y'all. We do. We want to go travel. We want to kick it, but not right now. Shout out to all my podcast folks out there, from Mike Perkins to Take Up Space to Concrete and Blossom. They're talking about, you know, we go kick it, we go do that. I can't kick it with y'all right now face to face. We can do all this Zoom shit we can do, but not face to face, baby. Not to face. Yeah. Divorces fuck everybody. Like, I love you, we love our community, but damn, I miss it too. Like I said, it was just my birthday.
So bad.
I wish I could be in Texas. I wish we could be traveling to DC. We want to go to the African American Museum. You know, we want to do that shit.
Man, even if it wasn't covered, you wouldn't be able to go to that mug. Man, that mug, it's hard to get tickets in there.
They have certain days that you can go and you don't need a ticket. They sure do.
That's like during the week though, right? I think it's during the week. If you try to go on a Saturday, man,
I can go anytime. Right now, I have flexibility.
Once you on vacation, do it really matter that you want to go on the Saturday, or we take your time and you go?
Yeah,
to me.
Yeah. Every time I tried to go there, like, you got to go online and try and get the tickets or whatever. I wake up at 6 a.m, shit gone.
Like, I don't think it's still like that. I don't think.
That was like 2 years ago though, so.
Yeah, like close to when it was when it opened. It was pretty heavy, yeah.
So I've been to DC once, okay, and G-Jack, you was with me when I went to DC, or were you with me that time?
So.
Okay, I went with DC with my lodge. It was, and I
loved it. That trip.
Oh yeah, loved it. Like, hilarious stories. Met a lot of good people. Got intertwined with the culture there to an extent. But I haven't been since, it's been like 7 years since I've been to DC.
Okay.
And I would love to go back, you know, especially for numerous things, especially to visit and travel. And I want to travel all over. But with you, Bella, I always see with you DC, you go out, you party, you travel everywhere. But you represent, you know, so much of Maryland or PG County, okay?
Yeah.
But you also entwine with the culture of DC, like with the music.
So DC and PG County is literally, depending on what part of DC you are in and what part of PG County you're in. One side of the sidewalk is DC, there's a street, and the other side is PG County. So everybody, you know what I'm saying, is back and forth all the time. It's people that live in, whether it's right or wrong, there's people that live in PG County that want their kids in certain DC schools, so they send their kids to DC schools, and there's people in DC that want them in certain Maryland schools, and it is what it is, and that's what they do. That's how close we are. So it's not necessarily that DC, you know, is segregated from PG. Like, it's all, if I took a picture of a DC man and woman and a PG man and woman, you wouldn't be able to tell any difference because we're so intertwined. So I don't try to segregate us because basically we're one and the same. So, but yes, so all PG, all DC. I think I know where you're going with this, and this is why I was like, I'm sad. I miss going out too. So our culture musically wise, we have GoGo. That's based here, right? That's what you were going. Is that where you were going? Okay, so I figured that's where you're going. Okay, so we have our music. It's called GoGo. It is like, okay, so like you guys were in Texas. So like to kind of, I don't know if G-Jack knows anything about GoGo or anything like that, but it's kind of sort of it is not the same, but to put it in perspective, it's our bounce.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
See, it's about like, but I would say compare it to screw music to Texas and Houston to be exact.
There you go. There you go. Screw. There you go. Because y'all, I love chopped and screwed music. Like I love all culture. I don't know what it is, but I love I love like New Orleans bounce. I love screw. I love our GoGo. But yeah, so I am missing it. Like I was joking with my friend and I was like, I'm just gonna go up to the club and just like stand in line like I'm going in the club. Like I've been doing this my entire life. So of course they don't do it now because there's so many regulations and we done found out so many motherfuckers was fucking underage women and shit like that or whatever it is, across the board. When they used to have because when
COVID exposed all that.
No,
it did. We will come back to that shit, but go ahead.
They had something that came out not too long ago where everybody was reminiscing across the nation about teenage clubs where you used to go and it was, all ages or whatever, from like 13 to 17 or something like that. And they were like, well, why did they shut down? And then they realized that so many promoters were predators, but that's a totally different subject for a totally different thing. But I've been in GoGo's basically since like 13. Like they would be at firehouses, all ages. So the band would play bands like our age. So basically we've grown up with these bands. These bands still perform. Of course, members come, members go. It's just such a distinct sound, and it's just something that I love. We go and we stand on couches. I don't go to clubs. I go to GoGo's, and that's just what I do.
So
they look like a club, though.
They're in a club atmosphere. We still have sections. We still buy couches. We still pop bottles. You know what I'm saying? And so this is how it is. Like my cousins that come and visit, they be like, I want to go to a GoGo, and I'm like, you really don't want to go to a GoGo, but okay. And I always tell people, like, you hear the music, and you be like, I mean, I like it a little bit, but it's something that you have to experience. And you can't just go see, let's just say, they all have their own unique sound. So you can't just go see what y'all might know, which is like Rare Essence, because they was in Spike Lee's movie, and EU was in Spike Lee's movie doing the butt.
Yeah, I know them. Yeah.
But RE actually had their own music video on MTV way back in the day, like Working the Walls and stuff like that, right? So you go and what we do is we party during their set, but when they're on break, cooling off, rehydrating and all that other good stuff, they play regular music. So while regular music's being played, we at the bar, nobody's dancing, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's doing any, because that's just everybody's downtime. Whereas if it was a regular club night and they're playing all these hits, people will be partying. We don't party when the DJ plays. Like, not to say you won't be like, oh, that's my jam a little bit, but we're not going hard partying like how we're partying when the band comes on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send y'all some clips, or you could get some clips from wherever, and you could put me in some of these clips like during these times. I have a lot because for years I've been going, and I miss it because I know a lot of the band members, and they shout you out, and they'll shout your hood out and your people and all kind of good stuff like that. It's just a cultural thing that I miss. Like I miss that right now, being around my people, even the crazy looking ones, even the ones I be like, that motherfucker on boat tonight. Let's not even, you know what I'm saying? Go listen. You have people from all walks of life, no matter where you go.
What does on boat mean? That's something I never heard before.
Okay, so on boat, like, yes.
Really?
Yes.
You had to put the clues together. I
didn't want to assume, but shit, when you. I like that. Okay, that's fucked up, but hey, that's a good way.
No matter where you go, you could walk into a bar and you could see a crackhead because somebody done gave him some money and he in there having the time of his motherfucking life. You know what I'm saying? And that could be anywhere, but you got your people. No matter what walk of life they're from, they're still your people. And in that moment, it's a union, it's unity, and everybody's there for one reason, and it's to party and have fun and enjoy the music. and I love it. Like, I love it. I miss it.
Who are your favorite bands?
To start using that though.
I'm gonna start using on both too, like a motherfucker. There we go. Hey, this comes straight from Bella God. This right here on both. She the one shared it with. Thank you for sharing that with us, because you think we ain't. I'm about to say this motherfucker on both.
A little bit of drugs, like hard drugs. What was the question? What you say?
What are your favorite bands that you love to listen to?
Oh my gosh, like what band? WHAT. That's the name of the band. WHAT. Backyard, of course.
I've heard of Backyard.
Okay, so Backyard. I'm not okay. Y'all have watched The Wire. Big G from The Wire. He is the main rapper in Backyard Band. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, okay. Wait, which one is Big G again? Is that
the tall, lanky dude with the raspy voice? Like, I can't do it.
Yeah. He was like one of the he was like I know he was like a bodyguard or something, right? And when he like one of the hitmen.
I
haven't seen it in a while.
I don't want to say who's the, but I know in it.
Hey, y'all want me? I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I haven't watched The Wire yet.
Dude, log off right now. Log off right now.
Like, I tried to get into it during this quarantine thing, and I was like, this is slow. I'm not really feeling it.
It do start out slow, like the first season slow, but after that, man, that's like the best show ever made, man. But it will scare the shit out of you. You do not want to go to Baltimore after you've seen that. I don't know if it's real like that, but man.
Certain parts are, just like certain parts in DC. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can come get your $2.5 million house, and they have a drive-by on your street. Like, it is what it's inner city living. That's what comes with it. But what was I saying? So what band?
What?
Backyard. Rare Essence for sure. And then like other ones are just sprinkled in, but those are my top 3 for sure. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
TCB got a little bit of clapping in there. So they have something like what's called a slow bounce. So it's not, so to y'all, when y'all hear it slow down, y'all call it screwed. So when we hear it slow down, we call it a slow bounce, because it's just like some drums and they slow our tempo down just like that. So it's kind of like a little bit of screw to me.
It sounds like GoGo is like the equivalent to a mariachi band. Like, it's a black mariachi band.
So if you were here, like,
how they had a band,
that's disrespectful. It's not a mariachi band. No, that's disrespectful. I'd slap your head or something like that if I was here.
But it sounds like the same
thing.
Are
you serious? Right? A mariachi band?
But I mean,
no,
you know,
like,
have you ever been to like a Hispanic get together and they have a mariachi band?
I absolutely have seen.
And that shit be lit.
But GoGo is more like a show. That's how I take it, because I've looked up Chuck Brown. We did we did a post about Chuck Brown, because we talked about him during the Black History Month this year. February, and he's like the godfather or the king.
He's the originator.
Yeah, he's the man. He's like
he's the originator of the sound. And so basically, look, I know some of this stuff because my daughter had to do a report,
and I got it from her. That's why I saw that. I was like, what is?
My thing is, number one, of course, it was during Black History Month, so we're gonna do obviously somebody black. And my thing is, do somebody here. Y'all always doing some fucking, no disrespect to the culture. Y'all doing the same black ass motherfuckers. We see here, you tell me. We see MLK. We see, all these same ass people. Let's do something totally different. So that was my thing about it. We're gonna do music. My daughter loves music. I love music. Let's do it. I love GoGo. This is what we're gonna do. So he was in jail. Can I? Do we have time? Can I tell you a little bit?
Yes. Talk about it. Do your thing.
Okay,
shit.
So this is just what I remember from her report. So he was in jail. He was locked up in Lorton. Okay, that was not a great jail. So he was locked up in Lorton. Whatever it was, he traded some cigarettes for a guitar or instrument or something, like a guitar. And he taught himself how to play the guitar, right? Yep. And so then whenever he came home or whatever, he kept teaching himself how to play these different instruments and learning music and stuff like that. So he joined this band, he joined that band, and then he had his own band. We're fast forward and making this fast. And he had his own band, Chuck Brown, you know what I'm saying? So, in the Chuck Brown band. And so they actually started it. It's percussion. It's based off of percussion beats, based off of like African, and I want to say a little bit it's Spanish. It's Spanish beats, but it's not a mariachi band, my guy. Like that's you would get beat up if you came here and said that. I would just be like, hey, like.
That says like equivalent to like, you know how they have their own band or whatever, and everybody is lit and they have their own like little line dances and stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's not the same thing, but I'm saying it's kind of like, you know, similar, like a black version of them, you know, Hispanic with a mariachi.
But it's when it comes, but the mariachi brand is like the band itself, but the music is a different thing. Like go-go music, I don't know if they call it mariachi music or not, but it's there in that specific culture. Go-go music, when I heard it for the first time, it kind of sounded a little bit like Bella said earlier, bounce music. It remind me of Louisiana. So it remind me of the, you know, you can have steps to it. And once again, I'm not comparing it to mariachi, but it remind me of line dance.
Like line dance. It's not line dance.
Not line dance, because I've seen y'all dance, and I think I've looked at a person before, have some kind of Crazy Legs, or a guy by the name of Crazy Legs up there.
That's okay. So that's different? Like the younger. That's like it's the younger generation, right? Okay, and so a lot of the older people, we don't do that. Like we don't do that. But there's nothing wrong with it.
I've never seen you do it before.
And you won't.
I keep thinking of doing the butt video, like everybody's doing the same thing. That's what I'm picturing in my head. So I'm like, okay, so it's kind of like the song played, where everybody, you know what I'm saying, while the band playing, everybody doing the dance that go with the song.
I mean, every song that they play is not a dance song. You don't have to dance to every song. That's not what it is.
Oh, okay.
But
okay. That's what I was missing.
It's a culture where you go in there and you hear some music, and you know what I'm saying, nice, you know, respectable women that have good jobs just gonna be in there twerking and looking fucking good, and that's what it is. And it's, you know,
more people need to go to GoGo. Shit, you hear that, fellas?
I mean, like, I'm gonna send y'all. Like we have a ball. Like, you know, it's a great time. Hey, it's a great time.
Let me tell y'all something. I've been following Bella on Snap for, once again, years.
Long time.
Years. But when I tell you, if I hear that song, "Hello from the Other Side," I'll be like, "Oh shit!"
That's Backyard Band.
She sing that shit from the bottom of her heart. Bottom of my heart.
Bella, you can sing?
No, I can rap, but I can't sing. I ain't got no type. I'm not gonna sit here and
but that don't stop her for shit.
Hey, can you give us a quick 8 bars? Can you give us a quick 8 bars?
No, because I know, because listen, I sat here. I don't know. Okay, so I sat here and I said this morning. I said, you know what I'm gonna do? Every fucking thing that I ever wanted to do, and I'm gonna touch on some of that. You know what I'm saying? When it got into me, I was going through this book. I was cleaning up, getting stuff together, and I opened this book. I have so many journals, Horrible Addiction, and I saw this song that I wrote. And I have my cousin was blessed enough to, his wife made him a booth, okay? And then I have this friend that I went to college with, and so he's always in a studio in New York. He was, oh my gosh, his name is Chinks. Remember Chinks? He was a rapper from New York, and he was murdered. It's Chinks' cousin that I went to school with. So I was like, hey, I wrote this song, I don't know, X, Y, and Z. It was crazy. This was crazy. My cousin's from Connecticut, and Skrilla is from New York. And I was like, I need some help with this, but listen, I ain't doing no motherfucking New York ass beats. That's not me. I need some down south shit. So we found me a Memphis beat that I could put my song to. So I'm gonna put it out. So I'm putting out that's all I want to do, one song. So that's what's gonna, when I do my little premiere, that's gonna be on my YouTube channel. I'm not putting nothing out. It's gonna be one song. That's what it is. Like, you know.
I'll make sure to check it out. Bella
What's
guy.
the name of the song?
Oh, I'm sorry, Alphabet Boys. Because I'm talking about every nigga from A to Z in that motherfucking song.
Damn. What's old dude's name who rhymed everything with the alphabet? I
don't know.
Remy Ma's husband. What's his name? Papoose.
Oh, yeah. Don't listen to him.
I
don't either, but I just know he did a rap.
He's
like every word
he's extremely underrated. But he's a lyricist. He's more of a lyricist than I see as a rapper. But he got flow. You know, if he get a good beat and somebody know how to get his cadence and shit together, make it a pop hit, He'll be big, but
he'll be all right.
I think
he
he's
got
too
that
conscious.
flow, and that shit be offbeat, and it's hard to listen to. I tried to go back.
Like, I didn't say that shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it because I tried to. I like Wu-Tang, right? Like I watched the TV series or whatever. I tried to go back and listen to the music. That shit is a hard listen.
We from the South.
I like Cream, but that's about it. That's the
Pimp C said it best, baby. We like country rap tunes, man. We on a whole different thing.
But I like New York music, though. I just don't like that shit.
So a lot of my family is from New England. Mm-hmm. And so I had no choice but to listen to some of it. But the music that I like is Texas music and New Orleans music and our music. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing. Atlanta. I don't even know. Okay, so I know y'all gonna be like, yeah, obviously, whatever. But because I'm from here, you know what I'm saying? Up north considers this the South, but y'all consider us the North. We're just stuck literally right there in the middle, right? So when I'm growing up, and you know, I don't even know how it was introduced to this area. But when it was introduced to this area, I was old enough to be able to go buy my own CDs, right? So I'm jumping into it. So then I had Hypnotized, Camp Posse. I had, you know, all the Project Pets, Devin the Dudes, like all their projects and stuff like that. So then, of course, you know, UGK, we get all of that. And that a lot of us here, whether y'all realize it or not, we listen to it. Like, that's what we listen to. And I love Screw more than other people love Screw, but that's what I listen to. If you look in my playlist, that's all I have is old. I don't listen to a lot of new music. My playlist will start with some P, you know, Mass P, like
Ghetto D. Okay.
From what I've been told, you have to be high to really appreciate Screw music. I mean, I like.
Don't have to be high to appreciate. So there's a whole Sade chopped and screwed. You know what I'm saying? CD, well, not CD, but stream out. You know what I'm saying? I listen. You don't have to be. That's my riding music. That's what I like to stream on Sundays.
See, that's why we link. That's why we click right there. That's
like
why
Screw music. I'm just saying, a lot of people outside of Texas, they feel like you have to be high to really appreciate it.
It's just like New York music. Like, I can't really fuck with that shit heavy, like the underground shit. New York music? Like, me?
Anybody? How do you dance in New York? You just rap. You got rap hands. That's
50 Cent in
the Harlem Shake.
But how do you dance to it?
You just kind of bob your head, I guess.
There's nothing to it,
man. But it's like the music. When we get on music, the culture music, I try to share all over. But like one thing doing the research on the South again, you know, Maryland was part of the Confederacy, you know.
Yeah, Mason-Dixon line, right? Wasn't that like right at DC?
So it's above. It's Delaware. So it's Delaware, Maryland. Yeah, that's the Mason-Dixon at where Delaware is. So Delaware will go up and we come down. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because you know what? But I know this though because I'm a Redskins fan, and that's why
you're a what?
A Washington fan.
Thank you.
The team formerly known as the Redskins.
You're a Washington football team. That's what you're a fan of now, sir.
But anyway, a lot of people in Texas are Washington football team fans because that was the closest team to the South before they made the Dallas Cowboys. Because of the closest team, before the Cowboys.
Really?
Yeah, it was the closest. I guess it's considered the South because it's on that side of the Mason-Dixon line.
And it always been did it start off as the Washington racial slur team?
No, I forgot what they were before. I can't remember that much of the history, but I do know that. That's why there's a lot of Redskins fans in Texas.
And what's crazy is there's a lot of Dallas fans here. A lot.
Oh, yeah. You're a Dallas fan, though, ain't you?
I am. But
why would you do that to yourself? You got the greatest football team right in your own backyard.
We really don't. Listen, so I used to live next to, literally, I lived at the stadium. Like, when I say I lived at the stadium, if you came out of my driveway, the stadium was right there. Like, I lived at the stadium.
FedEx Field?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because it's like some row houses right there, like on the way to the field. Like, it's houses literally right in front of the stadium,
Yeah. Up here.
Yeah, that long ass walk from the subway.
I'm sorry that you had that walk. You should pay for a little trailer or whatever. But I was gonna say, for a long time they have this big LED board up that's supposed to be for like their quarterback. It's been blank for I don't know how many years. So I mean, you want to talk shit about Cowboys or Redskins, excuse me, the Washington Redacteds are, you know what I'm saying, some trash themselves, but
he
whatever.
knows this.
I just wanted to say
this.
something. Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
So I watched your last episode, and G-Jack was like, do you think it's the perfect time for the cheerleaders?
Somebody else said that.
Y and Z, you know what I'm saying? And I just had to sit here and say, I guess it's because I'm from here. And let me ask you this, because I really honestly don't know before I dig into your shit. Are you on Twitter?
And thank you for listening.
I just got a Twitter.
Okay, so that's the problem, because this issue came out years ago. And so it's not a new issue that the cheerleaders were saying they were being told to go ahead and sell a little bit of pussy. This is not nothing new. But when all of this is coming out, they're saying, hey, pay attention to us again, because those white men have the money and the ability to sweep all of that under the rug, which they did the first time they were talking about it. So this is not a new issue. So in order to stay up on the latest and greatest current events, you need to stay logged into Twitter.
You just like the third person to tell me that. I need to start paying attention to my Twitter. I need to start following some more people.
I'm one of them. I keep telling them, I saw you on it last night or this morning but Twitter's the shit, okay? You're like, once again.
Did you see the abortion video I tweeted?
No, I didn't.
Check that one out.
Okay. Bella, I try to tell him he got to watch his fucking walk on Twitter. You fucking retweet or say the wrong thing, that'll be your ass. Okay, so I know. He grown up.
Ain't nobody go internet bully.
It's only one way to learn, and he gonna learn it.
Ain't nobody go internet bully me, buddy.
Ain't nobody
right now.
So yeah,
I'll delete my account in a second. Y'all be dead.
Hey, it's all cool. It's all cool.
But let me tell you
until
about
they find your damn address somehow, some way. Nigga.
Hey, we in Texas, we shoot back.
Delete stuff. Screenshots last forever because they're gonna screenshot it before you can delete it, baby. Trust and believe that.
I don't really put nothing out there like that anyway.
What's the old dude that was sitting up? He got flued out, and he was sitting at the edge of the bed. Man, that's been years. Every time that motherfucker say something a smidge of disrespect, they pull all that shit back up and shit him back up for another 3 months.
A lot of people just don't have the room to talk. I had this account for my Bella God account for I have my account for like 10 years, and they snatched it from me. And at first I was so upset. It was some whole ass shit. Like, I had a lot of followers, and I wasn't tripping off that. But when you have your followers, you have your stuff tailored to what you like. You have certain words muted. I'm not gonna see it. You have the businesses that you want to follow. Yep. You have like your discount codes, your memes, history that was in that account. Literally history. Yep. From everything from when I remember being on Twitter, and they showed like basically 3 to 4 minutes. Somebody started live streaming 3 to 4 minutes after Mike Brown was shot, and I'm watching that shit live.
Yep.
But how they left his body on the ground.
Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you, because
and I watched it live from their phone, and it was just so wild that
you had your own interpretation of it. Your own interpretation.
And to this day, I gotta go out here and tell everybody that's not on Twitter that's not how it's going. DC is in like it's either 54 or 64 day of protest, but it's still not on the TV. They still protesting in all these major cities, but it's still not on the TV. But we see it every day.
It's in Seattle.
We've seen so many people lose their eyes and be bruised up because they're shooting rubber bullets in their faces at purpose, unarmed. And I'm tired of people talking about peaceful protest, and I keep telling every elder in my family or that wants to have a discussion, fuck that shit and burn that shit down. Fuck all this shit. Man. And that's just how I feel about it. And this is on record. You know what I'm saying?
No. I'm not
until you burn it down and get rid of it, you can't start anew. You can't.
That's how new growth happens. If you know anything about farming, you have to burn shit down for the new season and time to bring in a new crop.
Every time. And that's what I keep telling people. But when you're on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? It's a totally different ball game of breaking news. You can take a nap and wake up. Aretha Franklin died. Michael Jackson died. This person. You know what I'm saying? Every single person.
You see that shit first.
Before. And the fact that so many people are raggedy and sell themselves and privacy to TMZ, they know immediately. You know what I'm saying? If TMZ said it, they're dead. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, because people want that check, and you're not gonna find y'all be sending, when I say y'all, Facebook, Instagram, y'all laugh at our jokes, all them screenshots and stuff.
That shit
they cut our heads out because we joke.
That shit be pissing me off, man. Because I hate when people be making jokes on Facebook. You know who the fuck I'm talking to, but I'll be making all these jokes and shit on Facebook like you made that shit up, when we know everybody on Twitter been laughing at that shit for about 3-4 days already. That shit be blowing me. I'm like, oh my god, you so crazy.
Who the fuck you talking to?
Like, they know. I be on because I don't fuck with Facebook. Only reason I fuck with Facebook much more is because I didn't have Twitter was my shit. Twitter and Tumblr and Snapchat. But the thing about it, but the thing about with Twitter, I'm able to just talk my shit, you know, be myself to an extent. But with Facebook, I have it's like to the extent people don't know who I am. You know what I mean? People know me, but you don't really know me. You know, I'm laid back and cool.
Twitter is your Saturday night, and Facebook is your Sunday morning.
There you go. And Snapchat is Monday through Friday. How about
so you code switching online?
Absolutely, nigga. Like, what do you mean? Like, I can't be on Facebook saying, well, I kind of do it now on Facebook to an extent. Because just like, shout out to Judge Schneider, we will see you in a future episode. But I could say something, and I have judges and attorneys and all these other people in professional positions following me. I'm like, whoa, you're not supposed to be part of this conversation right here. But you know what I think is beautiful? They do join the conversation, and they bring another spin on this shit. And I'm like, I never looked at it that way. You know what I mean? So I said, maybe I should be myself and intertwine who the fuck Brandon DeMunn, Mr. D713 is. You did? So that's one thing I really do, you know, enjoy with this whole social media thing. Because I'm not saying anything that's outright disrespectful, but I'm just saying, you know, some shit I do say is wild to the motherfucker. Bella know this.
I say a lot of wild things, and that's what I was getting at with my account. I was saying that account was out of fucking control. And so at this point where I am, even though I have my vlog, and even though like I'm putting myself out there a little bit more, I want to say it's censored, but it's not. It's not as at one point in time, anything went, and it was what it was, whether you joined in or whether you didn't, whether you laughed, saved it, favored it, whatever it was what it was at that point. And now everybody's on a high horse, and it's just like, to me, shut the fuck up. Like, I can understand growth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody grows, everybody changes, but you in the most respectful way, don't gotta be on my dick about what the fuck I said. Like, in the most respectful way. You don't have to.
And with that not being on her dick, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
I was talking about, real quick, how Chicago has house music, and Philly has their own club music. Baltimore has their own club music. Jersey has their own club music, and that how I like, even though it's all different, it's not go-go, it's not mariachi, okay? I like that. I was saying that I like cultural sounds from different areas. However, I cannot get hyphy. Like, I don't do that California type stuff. Like, I can't get with that. And there's nothing wrong with it, and I ain't talking bad about it. Because when they get the dancing and crank, you can tell when they really feeling it, but I can't listen to it.
Man, but you gotta have them dreads, man.
Let's rock the whip.
Farthest Midwest I went was maybe like Play Fly and Crucial Conflict and Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah. So I can fuck with that.
But Play Fly really don't sound like where he from. You know what I'm saying? He's saying he has a totally different sound. Just like I didn't know Roddy Ricch was from like New York. He sounded like he from Atlanta or something like that. But
really? I thought he from Los Angeles. Now he from Compton.
Well, wherever he's from, he don't sound like wherever it is, it ain't that sound. You know what I'm saying? I love. Ooh, this woman is fine and shit. I love Sweetie. But I'm not listening to her shit. I don't like the music.
Quick. Welcome back to Everything Culture. It's your host, Mr. D713, with my co-host G-Jack and our beautiful guest, Bella Guide. You already see what we're talking about right here. We got y'all right into it. But we're talking about the culture of music, where you at, where you from, what you listen to in the club and when you go out. And I love when you talk about, like, in Texas in itself, like, Houston club music is different from Dallas club music. Dallas club music, you gonna have a lot of dances. You got like the Frankie, the Dougie, all that shit come from Dallas, you know.
And some dancing ass niggas.
Yeah, dancing, fucking, man, they got some good knees. I'll tell you that right now,
Okay.
man. I'm like, y'all, they be on a different, like, you be saying that they look like they on a boat. Let's just say that. It's just somehow that, but they do they thing.
Yeah,
Did you get it, GJ?
On boat. Oh, it's on boat.
Oh, they own boat. You're right.
On boat, yeah, not on the boat.
Oh, my bad. You know, get work.
It's like they're slaves or something.
I'm new with it. But they're like they own boat. You know, but hey, that you can't tell. Like, I go to weddings and they play one of them. Play the Dougie and they get on the
boy stay fresh in a bitch.
Boy, like, and they just hype that shit. I ain't doing that shit, but I love seeing them enjoy themselves. That shit get me hyped for them having fun, so I know that feeling. And Houston, you play some Big Mo. I was at the club one, man. We don't have a lot of dances and shit, but the whole vibe and the spirit.
And that's what it is with GoGo. Like, I can sit here, I can pull something up on my phone and play something from you. You're gonna be like, yeah, I guess. But like I said, you can't, if you were to come, you can't just come and be like, let's go see a band, because RE is gonna give you a totally different vibe than Backyard is gonna give you. And it depends on what mood you in. If you're gonna see ass shaking at all of them, but if you in a really clapping ass type mood, then we're gonna go see TCB, because TCB, their songs are known just for making bitches clap their ass. Like, that's it. Like 4 hours of ass clap. Like,
what about Wale? Do people from DC really listen to Wale?
Ooh, don't say. Hey, shout out to Mike Perkins. What's up, man? That's his favorite rapper.
Wale go hard though.
So I like some of Wale's music, right? Because Wale is a lyricist. I have no issue. I have no issue with the music that he puts out. I am not into music, PG, DC, Maryland, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people here don't like the way he moved. I don't know anything about that. I can't speak on that, but I know that he did put different people on. So whether it's just because they weren't put on and they have issues with that, if they didn't have the money or didn't come through for what they were supposed to do, I don't know anything about that, but I do listen to some of his music. I do listen to some of his music, but I'm not gonna get in a nigga car and be like, yeah, put that Wale on. You know what I'm saying? That's just that's a totally different, it's a totally different vibe.
Dang, that's so disappointing to hear though. Like, I thought it was more like how anybody from Texas will ride with people from Texas, no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
But we don't.
I mean, a lot of people do, but you gotta think the time that we're in. These niggas say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have a verse that say A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3. They want something catchy. They're not listening to Common, and they're not listening to Wale, and they're not listening. We had Tabby Bonet too. Like, I like Tabby Bonet, and he's from here. He's a rapper from here, but they're not listening to that for real. So I can't. You know,
I know how that goes. I know.
It is what it is. So what I'm gonna do is, when the club is safe to go back into without a mask and people are not dying from COVID, G-Jack, I'm gonna live stream being in the GoGo so y'all can have like the experience, and then I'm gonna go to different, you know what I'm saying, different ones, because I'm gonna tell, they have something here called the Blend Show. And so basically what happens is you get to see like 4 bands in one night, and the bands compete against each other, and it makes it all the much greater experience, because you're like, I would see, like, I named my bands, all my bands in one night, and it's just like the perfect, you know, atmosphere and experience. But I'm gonna live stream some shit for y'all when we can go back in, because me sending you a video, me sending you the music is not the same as being in it.
And we're going to do that on Everything Culture. We're going to make sure that people can check it out. You know, we'll make sure we can see live from DC. We got live Bella God.
When it's safe, everyone, I'm not getting on any planes. I am not doing any of that stuff until I can safely travel without a mask and, you know, without the restrictions that they have.
But you know, I always, you know, been following you, just not only your fun life, you know, being a parent, doing all great things, but your career as well. Okay. And you have a very unique career path. Unique to my perspective, I would say, but
I think it's unique to everyone's perspective.
Well, thank you, because it's damn show unique to mine, but I know it's lucrative, and I've heard it, but it's something I can't step into. Would you like to share a little bit of that with us?
So, a long time ago, like I said, I live where I live. There's a lot of military here, a lot of feds here. So, like, we have 2 or 3 Air Force bases, a couple of naval bases. And it's heavy. Get your job, get in the government, get out. You know what I'm saying? Depending on when you came in and what your contract is, do your 20, 25, 30, and retire. And going in at 20, or, even they do, when we have summer worker programs here for our children. And so if I got a job in the feds and I did my summers, they would add my summertime work to my actual career, and that adds towards my retirement. You know what I'm saying? So if I work 4 or 5 summers, those months count towards my actual tenure. With all of that being said, I've been in the local government for about a long time, like 14 years or whatever. And I'm tired of it. I do the same thing like day in and day out. I'm very thankful for it. It has great insurance, great benefits, but I'm tired of it. You get tired of doing the same thing all the time. So I decided to switch my career. I was literally sitting at my desk one day, and people, because I thought about this shit, somebody would be like, how you get into it? And I just be like, I don't know. But I was literally sitting at my desk one day, and it said, go apply for this motherfucking program. So I went and applied to the motherfucking program. I got in. So not hopefully, at the end of 2021, I'll have my licensure to be a funeral director and mortician.
Woo!
So that's what I do.
I thought you were gonna leave us hanging right there. I said she went a long route. I like, but what does she do, everybody?
I wanted to build me up. So
that's what I'm saying. You built the pressure. You got that. I was like, I know what you're doing. I'm like,
that's what it is. Because I just had to let people know that, like, you get tired of shit, but then when you're tired of shit, you have to know which way you're going. Like, I see so many people, I'm quitting this job and I'm quitting that job. And while I think it's okay to quit a job, when you're tired of it, you still have to have a path. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just out here and whoever I'm with just gonna ride with me while I keep quitting jobs. Like, you have to have a passion about something. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep talking about myself. Like, I wanted to get into this because there are not a lot of Black women in the industry nationally. I love where I am from because we have Black teachers. Like, there's always this weird question going around, like, when did you have your first Black teacher? My whole motherfucking life. What's up with you? Where you live at? Nebraska, South Dakota? Like, I already know, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow. Texas. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like, we are very spoiled here by doctors, lawyers, politicians. I see people drive their Maybachs and Rolls Royces and Range Rovers and own boats, and they have boat slips at their all black neighborhoods, all kind of shit like that. Like, this is where I am from.
But DC is known as Chocolate City, right?
It was. We can get there.
Oh, you continue talking about your career.
Wasn't that at Howard when the guy was trying to walk his dog on their lawn or something like that?
It was.
White people try to do a lot of things that they're not supposed to do, and the president, in my opinion, did not respond properly, and that is the area where he was trying to walk his dog, and he should have never tried to do that. But you know what? One of them has to push the envelope and push the button to see what they could get away with, and the uproar, hopefully it was good enough that they won't try it again, because that's a private institution. You're not supposed to be on the grounds doing it.
Let me tell you about some habitual line stuffers. You better ask the Native Americans or indigenous people here. That's all I can say.
So I forgot what I was saying, but anyway, I got into it because I'm not a lot of Black women. That's one, right? Then it's not a lot of young Black women, and I'm saying that specifically. There's older women in the business, and the way they do things is a little bit different. Like, women nowadays, we have our wigs, we have our nails, we wear our makeup a certain way. One of the reasons why I wanted to get into it is so that we can look like ourselves. These older women, there's absolutely nothing wrong with what they're doing, because they do make us look like us. We maintain our brown, we do not turn gray. look, I'll give you a little bit behind the scenes with like why that happens or whatever. But my thing is to maintain us looking the way we look. I need somebody that's gonna lay my wig how I want my wig laid, put my earrings on how I want my earrings, and I don't want old people to be like, oh, well, that's not how you're supposed to do this, and that's not how you're supposed to do that. I want us to look like us. That's one reason why I wanted to do it. The other reason why I wanted to get into it is because there's not a lot of non-traditional celebrations of life. And I need people to celebrate their life the way they want to celebrate their life. And everybody thinks that it has to be, we go to the funeral home, we do this, we set it up this way, you write your obituary this way, you do it this way, you know what I'm saying? And not that I hate it, it just gets on my nerves. Like, how many times this obituary, I can show you one obituary and I can show you one from here, and y'all can show me the same one and set up the same way. So I tell people all the time, and I hate to sound morbid, but it's what I tell people all the time. Your life is your story. Write your shit right now while you're alive. Don't wait till you die to have somebody else tell your story. Write your own story.
I tell people all the time. People be scared to talk about death. I'm like, dude, you're gonna die. Like, just plan it, man. Don't no disrespect to the people who died and had the sell fish plates, but don't set your family up to have to sell fish plates and stress out just to pay for your damn funeral, man. Be responsible.
Well, that's why I said I'm not going to go find.
I thought I've been on mute the whole time. But yes, I absolutely agree with that.
I totally agree with that. But that goes into so many other issues why people don't have insurance, right? I could talk to y'all for like 12 hours, but we're not going to go there. We're going to stay on me. But
We'll bring you back another day.
Like, and so I want people to do what they do. Like I told my mother, I was like, man, I don't want to say extreme, but I'm really like, do you, because you got this one life. You know what I'm saying? I believe in a lot of different things. I'm like, you're back for a reason. So do what you want to do in this life. And I said that, like I said, I'm going to complete everything that I want to do no matter what it is. But I tell them all the time, I told my mother, I was like, please don't do you really think that somebody at your funeral give a fuck what elementary school you went to? No, talk about the shit that you like. Talk about the shit that you did. Talk about the shit that don't nobody know. Put it in there. And oh yeah, remember when you did X, Y, and Z? Like, write your own story so it's ready. What'd you say? But that's.
Why are you on mute?
I don't want to mess up the audio.
Oh, okay, I got you.
That's what I was telling people. Write your own story. That's one of my main things. But and non-traditional funerals, and I could go into so many things about it. Like, I'll just take when T.I.'s sister died, the older sister. They had a good celebration of life. Like, they had a party for her at the repast, which we call the repast. But they did whatever they did, buried her, and they had a nice celebration. And it doesn't have to be, chicken in the church basement. It can be whatever you want it to be. Also, please know that we love when you.
Sidebar. Don't sleep on that chicken.
I'm sorry.
That is some of the best chicken you ever gonna eat.
Something with death and fried chicken just goes so hand in hand. It's ingrained.
So when you.
So, like, I'm not talking bad about the chicken, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't have to. It can be whatever the person like. If I don't like chicken, why are you gonna serve chicken? I can't nobody have chicken at my funeral because I don't eat fried chicken. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't want it. Serve what I. And if you don't want it, guess what? You can go somewhere else. Like, your celebration of life, I'm just saying. Like,
okay, I'm just checking. Okay, is this really?
But I just, I want, people to know that you can write your own story. If you don't take nothing else that I said about the music or whatever else I talk about, tell your own story. Your story is your story. Write it in notes and email it to somebody or email it to several people, because you never know what's going to happen to whoever, what it's going to happen to. And in my industry, okay, we love a pre-arrangement. And basically that means you prepay us to do everything. So your family don't have to worry about selling, fish plates to bury you and doing the GoFundMes. But we love a pre-arrangement, because that means you set your stuff out. And it doesn't mean just buying a plot or saying, I only want to get cremated. It means from the top to the bottom, what do you want to do when you pass? Because you already know niggas gonna do whatever they want to do, because you already dead. You don't have, you know what I'm saying? It's the fight. write your stuff out how you want it done. It doesn't have to be anything morbid and sad, but I know what I want. Like, my shit gonna be like that.
And go ahead, GJ.
Did you ever see that reality TV show about that funeral home? I think it was like Golden Gate Funeral Home in Dallas, and they were like, that dude, he had a funeral like with breakfast. He loved breakfast, so they had him sitting there posted up, but they always eating breakfast and shit around him.
I've seen pieces of it and I couldn't get into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do want to put this out there though, okay? We put in motherfucking work to get y'all family members to look presentable. And I want to say that especially when y'all send y'all family members off to these hospice or senior living homes or whatever it is, and y'all don't go visit them, and y'all don't take care of their toenails and their hair and their teeth and all of that. We put in work, okay? I'm only gonna say this because my industry is very, we're not really supposed to tell what goes on because it's a lot of behind the scenes work. But I just, really want to say that we really do, when we go in and present these bodies, we clean them, obviously, from head to toe. If they have dentures, we take their dentures out and we clean their dentures. You know what I'm saying? So how you would take care of someone living and they were still living, that's how we take care of them once they pass. But y'all have to take care of y'all family members better, because that shit be a lot of work. Like, I could go in there, put my watch on, and I'm coming out at 800, 900 calories after I done did a body. You heard me? That's a lot of work.
Hey, I got so many questions though. Like,
hey, yes, you showed.
I'll answer as many as I can, but a lot of. Go ahead.
Are any of the organs ever salvageable to like resell on the black market?
If your organ, nigga, what?
Hey man, I was right here.
And then he fucking crashed. Okay.
No, but that's the thing though. But can you do that though?
Any organs, okay? Before we get the body, any organs that are going to be taken from the body are taken from the body.
So somebody beat y'all to the lick. I know the hospital selling them organs on the black market.
That doesn't have anything to do with me. That's like negative, you know what I'm saying, connotation towards my industry. So, I mean, I don't know. That's something that you're going to have to research. I would never want my name. I'll say a whole bunch of fuck shit, but I'll never have my name attached to organ harvesting and selling on the black market. Not never.
And I probably should have spoke.
That's not even something that I would even consider and even do, because my money gonna come from good. I don't need none of that wild shit going on.
See, and I probably should have spoke first. I was gonna say, thank y'all for doing the work that y'all doing, because
definitely. But
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that shit. Like, when you even talk about, cleaning a dead body from head to toe, and being thorough. And I've been to these nursing homes and things, and just, it was one around the corner from where I grew up in high school. The smell when you walk in, it used to be horrible, and it'd be sad. Yeah. You know which one I'm talking about too, G-Jack.
And I can't go in nursing homes. That shit, it just bring back memories, man. That shit just smells so bad.
And it's not about when it automatically, I would think of the smell, and I would think about how these people are not being taken care of, or being cared for. Let's say they're being cared for. And I never thought of it when it comes down when they die. And death has been a very familiar experience in my life, death of others. And from my grandparents, aunts, uncles, mother, best friends, people I've been close to have been around it. And I've been to only two cremations in my life. Okay. So, but I know many people give the funeral homes a hard time. I knew how much a plot costs, the paying for the bodies, whether the wake and all that, and it means a lot. I know with my family how they look when they're laying down. They look peaceful, like they look like themselves. Or I also hear on the other side, they don't look nothing like them. Just ugh.
Right. So I have a love for science and I have a love for art. And so that's to me the best combination, because the science that comes in with it, you know what I'm saying? Because clearly sometimes we have to preserve a body for 6, 8, 9 months when they go to Arlington Cemetery, which is the military cemetery, because they're so, everything that they have going on, those bodies don't go that week. Those bodies sit. So there's a science to making sure that this body does not decompose, and it looks just as good when they had their private funeral as it does when they have their military funeral. You see what I'm saying? So stuff like that. But the art that goes into it, I need my girls to look good. You know what I'm saying? We're in a totally different era. We have men that wear makeup. These men, they need to look good when they go out. If you know this man, just like how if you know, your grandfather to where, and again, that's different too. And this is what I'm getting into. So if you know your grandfather, you ain't never seen that man outside a pair of overalls and flannel shirt, even on 110-degree days in Texas. And they put that man in a 15-piece suit. Who is this? This not my grandfather. You see what I'm saying? Like, my thing is get away. And it doesn't mean he has to wear the dingy ones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if he's not a person, or let's just put it this way, if he always wore suspenders and y'all didn't take a pair of suspenders, you know what I'm saying? If you do it on the flip side, is this granddad? Because we know granddad, he's always gonna have these suspenders. You know what I'm saying? It's just those last memories.
You said it right there, your last time seeing this person. And that's why when you get up, and it used to be really, it was hard to get up and see that body for that last time. You know what I mean? But some people can't do it, and you haven't done the makers of you yet, but we just act like you have. But when we kind of touch on some of these things, but it's to that point where it's an art in death, and by you being an artist yourself, I know as people, me even being close with death and being in my family, I never really took the time out to really think of the day-to-day process until, and when I say day-to-day process, from when the person dies and the steps have to go forward in preparing them for their burial. And that's why I say, wow, this is a lot of work. I follow you on social media. You talk about studying, how hard you got to go into it. You know about the science of it. And I'm like, I'm interested, but ooh, that's some crazy.
I don't say it's hard for me, because I'll be like, hey, why I did X, Y, and Z? Then I had to realize me going to school to say I did X, Y, and Z is not the same as this accounting major coming out talking about something. I can't get this statistics. Me going in and nigga, I pulled out a blood clot. This motherfucking, it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. So niggas be like, whoa, what you mean? Like, where'd you get it from? Like, what the fuck going on over there? You know what I'm saying? Like, you really do that shit? Like, and I'm like, well, if someone died from a blood clot, then what do you think? You just got, it's certain things that you think about, and there's certain things you don't think about.
Do the nerves really still be like working when have you ever been working on a body and like the foot start kicking or something like that?
So, okay, once they get to that point, no, that's a good question. So once they get to that point, you're not gonna have that. There are times there's when like they're in like the back of the removal van, and like that last comes out. But no, you're not getting any moving body parts on that table, buddy. You're not.
Done. So what? I know you said it's like an art and a science to preserving the bodies. Is it harder to preserve people with non-melanin skin than it is? Is it harder to preserve white people? Because they say that they like start like aging like bananas when they die. Like, is it harder for them, or is it about the same with white people and like different cultures?
At the end of the day, for real, naturally, okay, I won't say naturally, antemortem, before they die, antemortem, white people age faster, than black people. At the end of the day, the human body is the human body. That's it. You see what I'm saying? So what causes any person to decay faster, decompose faster than anybody else, or the circumstances regarding the death?
So that's a myth, like, because a lot of people say that like white people have funerals so fast because the body can't stay out that long.
That's my first time hearing that.
You ain't never heard that? Like, they say they'll die on a Friday and get buried on Tuesday.
I heard because they got money.
That's That's what it is. They were ready to go.
I've always been told I hear the opposite, unfortunately. You know, I hear black people be in the damn waiting to get married for 2 weeks because they selling fish plates. They got to raise the money.
Got to raise the money.
You never. That's what I heard. I heard the stereotype on the opposite way.
I heard, yeah. Like that's why I said anti-mortem. I always hear that, but at the end of the day, that's why it's crazy if that there's even all this rape. The body is the body. That's what Bill Nye even said. The body. The only difference is the melanin in your skin. The body is the body. It goes. Same thing.
And so you just like clean them out, or you do like everything, like the makeup, like the whole shebang, the hair, makeup, everything?
That is what I want to do. So so at this point, I can help preserve the body. But that's what I am going into. Like, I want to be able to do it all. Like, my thing is to be a top embalmer. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do. I don't have too much interest in being a funeral director. I do not want to sit there with the family and help them process what they're going through. That's not
deal
what
with
I
emotional issues. You can hire somebody for that.
I want to do what you want my mom to look like. You know what I'm saying? What you want your father to look like, and that's what I got you. I got you. Say less. Like that's my thing. Like, I want you to be happy with what I'm giving you at the, you know what I'm saying, funeral, at the service. Okay. What else you got, G-Jack? Because I know you be saying some wild things.
She listens.
I just be thinking. I be thinking of some crazy stuff, man. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna ask though.
Hey, this is the best time, because my thing is, it's just because I follow it, I pay attention to it, to where I can handle it. Has there ever been a part that you like look at it? Do you feel like you're meant to do this? Because once again, I think it takes special people to do these type of things. Because there ever been a moment that like, oh, you got to step back and step out the room, or well,
you're always gonna have moments where you want to step out the room. It can be anything as far as the person's age, when you have babies, children coming for what. It could be natural. It doesn't have to be anything. You know what I'm saying? To how they were killed, or to how you feel that day. If it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody, once you get into whatever you do, a lot of the times people come to you because they know you. And if something happens, if something happened to your cousin, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be like, can you do it? You know what I'm saying? And it might be a time I was at your barbecue and met your cousin. So it might, maybe we're not very close, but all right, let me sit back for a second. Then let me go ahead and get my mind. I mean, it's going to be times where you sit back and you be like, oh, okay, you got to take a second.
Now, this is going to be a deep question, okay? And when you just said that just now, I thought of a show on Netflix that I love, and it's
6 Feet Under.
Say it again.
Oh no, that was HBO. I said 6 Feet Under.
Not 6 Feet Under, but it's The Haunting on Hill House.
Okay.
Hey, it's not a promo, but it's a good ass show. I love horror movies. I love scary shit. It'll fuck you up. But one of the sisters, there was like 4 siblings, and one of the sisters. It was 5 siblings, but one of the sisters was a mortician. Okay, she did this professionally. Everything you have intentions of doing, she wanted to do, and she had to do a family member very close to her. And she was like, "I don't want nobody else touching the body. This is because she was good at her craft." And unfortunately, it was, I'm gonna tell you which one of the sisters, but she did her. I was about to say right there, did the family member. I don't want to do spoilers. That's why, and she was okay, and she broke down, but she was like, she knew nobody else can leave the memory of a family member like she could.
Go ahead.
No, that's it. Cause you think you could do your craft, perform your craft with a family member.
I don't want nobody touching my grandma. I don't want nobody with me touching my grandma. That's why I keep telling her, I be like, girl, you better watch me graduate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that. Nobody else to touch certain family members, because to me that would be like my final goodbye, my giving this to you to give you what you want. That's why I always talk to them about certain things. That's why I told, like, going all the way back, like I told my mother, I was like, when I go to like my class, I have to do my classroom. I was outside of school, or whatever you go into.
Yeah.
these lectures and stuff, I told my mother, I was like, look, sis, we got all this technology. I was like, if there's something that you want to say to me that you don't want to say to me right now, or if there's something that you want to say to your grandchildren, record it and we could play it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many ways that you can capture yourself alive, where you can give to your people. You could sit there, you know what I'm saying, where you know, okay, you want to say certain things to certain people, even if they may never know, pass before you or whatever it is, you know, and you sit there and you say it, we like, remember that time we did X, Y, and you can play it at any point. You know what I'm saying? That gives that person some grief relief as well, to be like, they thought about me, I heard their voice one last time, they said my name, played again, let me record it. You know what I'm saying? That helps people when they're grieving. That's what her shit, my mother probably gonna be lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably gonna be lit, because I'd be like, do this, try that. You know what I'm saying? Go this route. We'll see. We'll see. But no, there's certain people that I wouldn't want them to touch. Absolutely. I'll be like, that's my people. Let me handle my people.
Hey, it's a big salute, man.
I can't wait. I'm gonna come back on, you know, when I graduate, show y'all my little licensure.
Okay. Hey, we're gonna be supporting you all the way through.
Show y'all my stuff. But there's some things that, you know, I can't wait because I already know there are great morticians out here, and there are outstanding embalmers out here, but I just know, like, now what I'm here to do, so that's what I'm gonna do. Like, my people gonna be looking like, oh yeah, we going to her.
Hey, you know what, I'm gonna keep you in my back pocket, you know,
because they have it to where you can be you know, just a embalmer, and as long as, like, you're licensed somewhere, you can embalm in that state. So if they say, hey, she does great work in DC, but we want you to do somebody's, you know, down here in Texas, then fly me out. Let me do my body.
That's what I'm saying, you know,
when people do that, you don't have to be associated with one funeral home, and you don't have to, you know, have that necessarily family funeral.
It's like, almost like a contractor, you know, you can come on.
Yeah, you're a contractor. You contract. So on the low end, I'm not gonna go to the high end, but on the low end, you do like maybe $1,200 a body. Just contracting. Like, if I just was to do the body, fly me out.
Okay.
So it was like, come through this, but that's on the low end.
We support Black business over here with Everything Culture, big time, you know, and
after death.
For real, man. So when you get do what you gotta do. Handle your business.
I can't wait till they fly me everywhere, because they're gonna pay that flight and they're gonna pay my fees, and it's gonna be what it is. That's why.
And you gonna do your thing.
I'm gonna do my thing.
There you
go. That's what it is. That's what there's so many older people in my industry. It is just like, it feels like dry eyes. It's so many older people in my field. I'm just like, oh my gosh, we don't have to, you know, same with Congress. There's so many old people, like, we are in totally different times. Like,
I don't know if I want. We need a good
what's going on in the world. So yeah, it's basically the same thing, but like I said, great people.
So
I think we need a good mixture though of people in Congress though, because I don't know if I want the Tide Pod eaters, a bunch of them in Congress, but I think we need a few of them in there. You know what I'm saying? Just to
ain't gonna be too many, because the parents are sending their kids back to school.
But my thing is, I was gonna say, before we about to wrap it up for this episode. Once again, thank you, Bella. But for any young or just any individual out there that may be interested going in the career of being a mortician, what would you have to say to them?
I would have to say, okay, before I answer that question, I just want y'all to know, and it's going to sound so crazy, and I know your eyes going to get big. I get sick to my stomach when I see blood, as far as the living. And it bothers, I could not be a nurse. I don't like to see broken bones. I don't like to see, because they are living. Are you understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
It's something totally different psychologically, where I know this man is in pain because, you know, I'm broke. It's like, I don't know how nurses do it. So big up to them, but they say the same thing, and y'all say the same thing about us. I don't know how you do it. Only thing I could do is, the first thing that I would say, if you don't know how you want to get into it, apply to be, and this isn't a transporter. And what the transporter does is they go and they transport the bodies from wherever the person passed back to the funeral home. And if you can do that, you can do everything else, because you're going to come across so many various degrees of deceased people that if you can, even if you're a transporter, there are times where you get called to a scene of a fatal accident and you may have to scrape human skin off the ground and get as much of the body as you can into the, transport bag and take it. You're still a transporter. So if you can handle the transporting part, you can handle everything else, which I would call the glitz and glamour of it, because that's really one of the worst parts of it, is transporting. So I would say get into it that way. Yes.
I was gonna say, one of the tips I would give the transporter is to wear some AirPods, because if you hear that last breath, if it was me, I'm swerving off the road. I ain't lying.
You get used to it. You get used to it. It is what it is. It is. It's like with everything else.
Because hey, man, like I'm telling you, if I'm nigga, what? Like,
what you say?
And it's a rattling noise. It's that last.
Yeah, I heard this last route. I've heard that.
He be like, huh? He be like, what?
Man, but you already know.
Yeah, but crazy. If you after the first, probably like 5-6 times, you probably become more accustomed to it.
You come just like with any other job, and you sit there and you be like, all right, Mr. Jones, that's enough. Like, I talk to my clients, even though they're deceased, they're my client. You know what I'm saying? I know it sounds crazy, but I talk to my clients and be like, all right, Miss Jones, we're trying to do your hair. You know what I'm saying? And, just talk to them throughout the entire process, and you let them know that it's a total respect thing. You're not just flopping a body around or doing whatever to them because they are deceased. You take care of them like you would take care of, I wouldn't flop my grandma around, so I'm not going to flop nobody else's grandma around. But yeah, that's what I would do. Be a transporter. Go to a couple funeral homes, see if you want to clean and see if you like what's going in and out of there. But it's a grief business, and that's what it is. Thank you for having me.
Man, I'm for real. We've been talking about this all the time. Thank you for being an avid listener as well. Like, I really appreciate, our friendship, the guidance that you've done, the work that you're doing. Like, I'm proud of you. Keep up the great work. And I hope more people, make sure to check out Bella God on YouTube. She will have a different flavor.
It's type it just like this, Bella God, like with the space and everything. Type it just like that.
Let me spell it for the folks out there. BELLA space GAWD. All right.
Yes, just like that. Beautiful God. Men be like, why is it God, not God? Shut up, you hear? Like,
yeah, them people must be on both.
Huh? I'm sorry?
Them people must be on both.
They must be on that wit.
Well, out of there. But yeah, I've enjoyed everything here. G-Jack, what you got for us, man? You got anything to shout out?
Yeah, shout out to just everybody, man. Making it through this quarantine thing. Follow me on Instagram, G_JAXX. Twitter, you'll find me somewhere on the Everything Culture page. I got a Twitter page, but I need to change my handle name. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how to use this shit. So by next episode, I should be able to give you something.
I'm gonna take some time out and show you the ropes, man.
Man, I can't. Oh, it's like Instagram. I can't figure out.
I'm gonna harass you.
Please do. I welcome it.
I'm gonna harass you. I'm gonna harass you. So
hey, and I've seen her do it to people. Like you say, she is one of those bullies. You can't like
I'm gonna just harass you just because it took too long. I want to give some shout outs. Can I give some shout outs? I want to give a shout out.
You were next.
Oh.
Go ahead, do your thing.
Go ahead, do my thing. I want to give a shout out to me first, because you always got to plug yourself. So I have a channel on YouTube. It's a vlog. They keep telling me to do a podcast. That just seems like so much work that I don't want to do. So I like my little vlog. It is a funny little series about my dating life. I have friends and family come on, and they also talk about their wild situations in their dating lives. It's called Life, Lust, and Lies, and it's just about crazy experiences in our dating lives. I am still single. you will see why I'm still single in a lot of these episodes. And I had friends come on, but it's called Life, Lust, and Lies. And so I'm going to get to some of my lusty stories.
Guys peeing in cabinets and shit.
This guy, he did like peed in the cabinet, but you gotta go watch the video to see how we got there. You see what I'm saying? So you can see that I'm progressing, and I just randomly started it in self-isolation, aka quarantine due to COVID-19 or whatever. I was like, somebody had got on my nerves, and I opened up my YouTube, like my wig was twisted, I ain't had no makeup on, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I'm starting to vlog. This is it. And then ever since then, I've just been recording. So that's what it's been. Secondly, you didn't even know I was going to do this. She don't know I'm going to do this, but I just want you to know, since it's everything culture and I'm like 100% pro-Black, there's this podcast run by a Black woman, Crime Noir, and it's run specifically for Black people, missing, murdered, all of that. So I'm gonna give y'all her information because it's really important that we're highlighted, because there's so many times. Is that what it is? Yes, that's Candace. It's Candace's podcast, and she has that. And I just think that it's wonderful that we are doing everything that we can do to highlight ourselves. We've been doing it for a long time, but I really appreciate that y'all doing everything culture, that she's doing it for, them. And that's really basically it. Like, I really just wanted, that was on my heart today. I don't know why it was on my heart, but I had to get that one off. Like, I was like, Candace really be out here doing it. And like, and I'm not saying that we couldn't be, but she's not my friend. It's just someone that I really like the work that she puts out. And y'all need to know about that. I'm sorry?
It sounds like a good podcast.
It is. She has it. And so her segments are nice and short. It's like 15 minutes or less. And it's saying, this is what happened. Some of the cases have been, solved. Some of them are still open, and it's just like here we had a young lady. This story was wild. And it was this missing little girl from DC, Relisha Rudd. And I don't know if y'all heard about her. I'm gonna give a very brief synopsis. She was missing out of school. The school kept, reaching out to the mother. The mother was like, she's here or she's there, whatever. They're like, you gotta show us the kid. The mother was like, well, she's with, this particular person. They live in a shelter or whatever. Well, this worker had took the girl, and they're looking for him. The hunt's out for him, and they find his wife murdered in a hotel. And they can't find him or her. So then his body turns up, and this little baby is still out there. So we think that like he sold her or something, but we know that the mother sold her because her other kids and them, like they in the shelter all had on like fresh Jordans, and she walked around, and it's just like she sold her baby to this man, and the wife had no idea. So she was just like an innocent person murdered. Like he offed her. I firmly believe that he offed her, and then they're just like thin air. It's wild.
I'm gonna for sure check it out. I try to listen to all the podcasts. I'm sure checking that out. I try to listen to podcasts when I'm working out and things, and I'm doing my walk around. If I'm not on Snapchat,
that's when I listen to y'all. When I'm in here cleaning up shrimp, putting it on a big speaker, and my face be like, what is all the time? I'm like, what is that? What? Like, so now that I'm on YouTube and stuff like that, I'm gonna harass y'all because I was in your comments the other day. Like, first of all,
we ain't even responded.
So that was you who left that comment. I saw it earlier. I was like,
did you respond?
No,
we got to be more specific who's responding to. We need to put a little tag on because I don't want people confusing my shit with your shit.
That was me. I was like, first off, such and such, but I was in here cleaning, so I didn't get to go back and edit and do whatever. But I'm gonna be on it. Like,
hey, we need that engagement is necessary. All type of engagement.
It's okay. It's okay to be on my side sometimes too, though. Like, because I know I'll be having a point. Y'all ain't gotta agree with me, but I know.
It's really tough, I think that you add a great view that a lot of people wouldn't think of, and that's why I like listening to what you say. But sometimes my shit really do spin, and I'll be like, "What the?" And you're not here, like it's through, my ears. And I'm like,
hey, so join the Sunday stream. He almost got his head taken off a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, I even try to stand up for him. I didn't even agree with her. I try to stand up. They're like, "Shut the fuck up." I'm like, okay.
Sometimes that's the way people learn.
But it is. I don't like saying it is what it is, but
But you just said it.
I stopped. I said it is. But we're going for it. I would like to shout out, I would like Take Up Space Podcast, Concrete and Blossoms. Shout out to Divorce as Fuck. Shout out to Mike and Perkins. Shout out to Truckcast as always. All the other and Social Complex. All the podcasters that we have, Baylor the Great, that support each other.
Yes, that's me.
I love that. It's something that I enjoy. Soon to be lust. I keep calling love.
Life, lust, and lies.
Life, lust, and lies.
Lust, which is the sex, and lies, because y'all
gotta live afterwards.
Lies. But
lies. Look at that. Oh.
L-I-E, since we spelling stuff, L-I-E-S, lies. But yes, so I'm on YouTube, Bella, B-E-L-L-A, like you said, space God, G-A-W-D. But my Instagram is Bella the God, which is, of course, Bella, and then T-H-A-G-A-W-D. So I'm there, and you'll be seeing a lot more of me, because promo.
That's what we gotta do. Oh, so hold on, back up to everything. Oh, look at it. Y'all see it? You
so
see
I've got
it?
some pictures and stuff coming from you. I was actually going to record in this tonight and just wear it for mine. So.
We gonna get you to it as well.
It's a little see-through. That's why I was kind of close. So sorry if I was close. But on mine, I just do whatever I want because that's my channel. But for yours, I was like,
we appreciate it. We curse, so we're like NC-17, PG-13 here. We make sure not to check that box that is friendly for kids and all that.
Mine definitely isn't, because it's talking about all kind of.
Yes, they are. So y'all watch this shit. It could be some wild shit.
I saw the intro before this. Yeah, y'all need to check it out. I mean,
but man,
I finally have it's a lot that goes into your hobbies, and so I finally have someone that's like doing the editing on my videos and stuff like that and helping me out, because I would he's a good person, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of work that goes behind doing something to build a platform to get to where you want to go, and all the money that you have to put into it before you get there. It's always crazy how they say, I always needed, somebody to give me free clothes when I ain't had no money. I got all this money, they sending me all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? So it takes so much to get to where you're going. So I am definitely engaging with you guys. Steph, I appreciate you guys.
She's been there since day one too. Let's be clear about that. Day one. I'm talking about 2019, February, March, man. She been there. Okay, she been there. I can say that. But man, we got to close it up. Shout out to everyone. Make sure to follow Everything Culture on Everything Culture.
So basically, what y'all need to do is go ahead and get some screw music for y'all intros and outros and stuff like that. So
that's a bad idea.
And get some screw music. If you ask other people, I asked some people to help me promote some stuff that I'm doing, right?
Talk to us.
And so I'm sorry.
I'm gonna talk to us. We gonna probably cut this out, but I'm gonna let me wrap it up. Then we go come back and we go because we still got to do your makings of you. That's why I know you might be able to go somewhere.
Okay.
But so once again, shout out to all our listeners, all our followers, all our supporters, our viewers. We really do appreciate y'all from the bottom of our heart. Thank you for all the birthday wishes, by the way. But make sure you follow us on Facebook. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Make sure you go to our website at www.everythingculture.com and subscribe to us on YouTube as well. Go to Twitter. Merchandise. We have it out.
And I just want everybody to know I paid for this.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
So go buy your stuff.
Thank you. We got a PayPal on the website. You can get us up on the Cash App at Mr. D713. That's MRD713. Very easy. Thank you for listening to season 2 of Everything Culture. This was our finale. We will be back in mid-October with season 3 with new episodes, new topics, and new guests. Make sure to check us out on YouTube as well as Spotify, iTunes, Anchor, and really anywhere else you can listen to your favorite podcast. And as always, our motto and our mission on Everything Culture comes from a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and that is, I am convinced that men hate each other because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other, and they don't know each other because of segregation. And here on Everything Culture, we try to bring people together through our conversations so we can get to know each other and start loving one another. Thank you all, and God bless.